The cleaning process on this has been a learning event for me, and so I just wanted to do a quick update on that. So I've been at it for a couple of days. The diesel that I had mentioned, I thought I was going to let it sit and it was going to work the stuff away from the surface of the metals. It did not. The only thing that it did is smell terrible. It stunk really bad in my garage, so the diesel stuff has been moved out. I got some Purple Power and some Super Clean, and if you remember how dirty this was just letting it sit, and it's not perfect. You can see on the inside like there's still a little bit there, but I'm going to set up a vat of water, put some super wash, the wash soda in it from Arm & Hammer, and then take a piece of metal, put the positive part of the battery on this side, negative side on what it is that is going to get cleaned, and then basically run the rust off of that. So it's really caused me to get creative. I'm looking at going online, and I'm looking at the cleaning mats, I'm looking at sand blasters, and I just don't have room for all that stuff. Not in here, not yet. And so God willing, one day that's going to happen. But so basically, as I left all of the parts sitting in the degreaser in Super Clean, Purple Power, these guys came out really well. Basically all the varnish came off of it. The one side effect that I was unaware was going to happen is that it actually changed the color of my pistons. And so this is not really a surface that I want to mess around with. So these were not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they weren't gray and rough like this. Not that I really care about what color they are, but the thing that I do care is, basically how they perform. So I don't know if that softened the metal, messed up the way that they're going to perform. And on top of that, I had a couple of rings that were frozen on the pistons, and they were a little bit, they just weren't in perfect shape. Like this one's even a little bit rough around the outside. So anyways, I ordered new pistons, not a big deal. And so we got the parts coming in on this. One of the things that I'm thinking about, I've been reading on it, and I'd love to hear from you guys. I've actually been thinking about doing a session or sessions. I'm in the northern Austin area, and so if there's somebody that's within a reasonable distance, Waco would even be okay. I know there's some fantastic projects, probably way cooler than this going on out there. So let me know. I'd love to come over, film it, chat with you. If I can lend a hand, it's always nice to do a little bit of barn building, get a hand here and there. So just let me know. But one of the things that I've been researching is the pistons. Of course, they've got the little arrow that points towards the front of the motor, of the engine, to number one. And so what I'm considering doing is putting them in backwards. And what that's supposed to do is change. It obviously changes the weight because the way the pin is sitting is it's gonna completely reverse it. But it's supposed to give you more power. And this is kind of I'm just sort of experimenting with this. I'm trying to make a bunch of improvements to it. We're doing electric fans, a big brake kit. We've already talked about the oil pump and shimming it up. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on here. And so if you have any comments about that, suggestions, any of that stuff, and if you got fun projects, I would love to get a group of folks going where somebody's got to pull something or do something, basically help each other out. That would be fantastic. So on the block, go to this guy here. The last thing that I want to show you is I'm also going to take the great big trash can that you see over there, and I'm going to take the block and I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to do all where I put the negative side of the battery on the actual block, and then it's kind of like an electrolysis kind of thing, but it pushes the rust away. You can see everything is a lot cleaner here. Nothing but a degreaser and then some brake fluid, so brake cleaner on the outside. And that all cleaned up pretty well. Of course, I'm gonna paint it and get everything sealed back up. So pretty excited, learned a couple lessons in the process there. And so just wanted to give you an update. Thanks for checking it out.